April is National Donate Life Month. The goal is to encourage Americans to register as organ, eye, and tissue donors and to celebrate those who have saved lives through the gift of donation.
So we sat down with a couple from Newfield that has both given and received through the living donor part of the Maine Transplant Program.
I mean, I wasn't even as bad as most people. I wasn't on dialysis.
Sally French knew that at some point in her life, she'd likely be dealing with kidney issues.
Afraid I was going to die young like my mother and my grandfather. So I was pretty relieved that this was now an option.
Sally was born with polycystic kidney disease, which is hereditary, and started getting regularly tested when she was 21. It wasn't until she turned 50 that she had her first issue with kidney stones. As her condition worsened, Sally's energy level was depleted, and she struggled to get through each day. Finally, it was time to talk transplant.
We were told, actually by my nephrologist way back, that if I had a living donor, I would get a transplant faster. And right from the very beginning, Tim said, "I'll donate."
Sally's husband, Tim, was ready, willing, and able to help. They reached out to the Maine Transplant Program and started the process.
It was about 6 months when I was doing all the testing. And the hardest part was each time you go in to test for something, you can be eliminated at any point. So you're always going in thinking, wow, is this going to be my last appointment? Is it going to be something that prohibits me from, donating? Because that's a good possibility.
Tim made it through the testing, but was not a perfect match for Sally, so the couple opted for the donor exchange program.
Now I can not only help to save her life, but I can take part in saving someone else's. So it's just a no-brainer to me. It's like, why wouldn't you?
Having a living donor instead of waiting for a cadaver can be literally life-changing, as the wait time goes from years to months or even less. On January 10th, a stranger got Tim's kidney. 20 days later, it was Sally's turn to receive.
Good morning. Sally, how are you? Tim?
Dr. Juan Vargas is the surgical director of the Maine Transplant Center, which has been around since 1973. Dr. Vargas says nationally, about 15 to 20% of kidney donations are from living donors. In Maine, that number is 50%. Not only does a living donor speed up the wait process, it also improves your long-term prognosis.
The durability of kidneys from living donors is twice as long. As an example, a cadaver kidney is about 7 to 10 years on a good run. So a living donor kidney has the potential to last 20, 25 years. We're the only program in Maine. So we have 250 people listed. And we do about 45 to 50 kidneys a year. So the gap for Mainers is 200. So we need 200 more organs, 200 more kidneys.
Yeah, it was tough.
Back to Tim and Sally, each recovering well. Tim is already back to work, and Sally is headed in that direction. She says she's very much looking forward to transitioning from just surviving each day to actually living again. Now, a lot of people wonder certainly about the costs associated with being a living donor. The recipient's insurance covers most everything. Then there's a program called Donor Shield people can take part in, and that picks up the rest of the costs, and that also includes any time off that you might have to take from work if you become an organ donor.